Man City, PSG, all the marbles at stake in this one. How do you see it?
Well, I will say, and I'm actually want to hear from JJ, obviously, for PSG's perspective, but Man City can win the group with a win and can advance to the round of 16 with a draw. But as we were saying, very similarly to Chelsea and Juventus, you want to win the group. It does make a difference, and it does put you in a better spot to potentially have an easier road to the final. That said, if you get into the round of 16 of the Champions League, you're probably a pretty good team. So that's something to take into consideration. City have only lost 2 of their last 17 in all competitions. They lost to PSG on match day 2, and then they lost at home to Crystal Palace, and that's it. Bernardo Silva's been on fire. They had a great game against Everton this past weekend. They've kept 9 clean sheets in their 19 games, all competitions. It feels like they're a little bit better defensively, potentially, than they are on the attacking side. And Kevin De Bruyne is not going to be available for this due to COVID protocols. So this is a great game. I still feel like we haven't seen PSG at its peak. I don't feel like we've seen them firing on all cylinders. And I think that's the interesting thing for me. Neymar's coming back, scoring some goals. Mbappe scored 7 in his last 4 for both club and country. Messi just finally scored it was against Nantes this past weekend. And so there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. And then Sergio Ramos is back training. And I actually feel like I don't know if his presence will make a difference, but his leadership, I think, is much needed for PSG, especially in the back line. So I don't know if he's going to get the run out. I'm curious before I give my prediction about any of this stuff. But if he played, he has got that X factor, intangible leadership presence about him that I think does raise and elevate. Also, because me and JJ love this, Marco Verratti should be starting this game, and we know that he's the glue, that if he's in the team, PSG just are just a more well-oiled machine.
Yeah, absolutely. And Verratti being back for that non-clash, actually captaining of PSG for that game, that was a big boost. It was interesting to see that Pochettino went with Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar. Given all of the uncertainty after Neymar came back from international duty with a knock. Messi came back and basically announced that, well, now I don't have Argentina to focus on for a while. I'm going to give it all for PSG, and we'll see where things go between now and the end of the year. So, You say that we're kind of waiting for PSG to like catch fire under Pochettino, but I mean that's pretty much been the case since Pochettino arrived. Yeah, it's right. Are we actually ever going to see it happen? And I think there's no better time for PSG to finally put in that performance. That sort of give us that sort of confirmation. Than now, there's speculation about Pochettino potentially going to United, and that's only going to escalate if PSG lose to City here. But if PSG win, and they've beaten City home and away, that should pretty much secure them top spot, barring a massive blip in form against Club Brugge. With all due respect to them, they were very good in Belgium against PSG. So, I think that there is a lot for PSG to play for here, regardless of Pochettino's situation. And obviously, depending on where Pochettino sees his future now that these links with United are surfacing, this is potentially big for his immediate future as well.
Yeah, and let's not forget, PSG are unbeaten in the Champions League, so, but I will give the table and turn it around, because Man City, when you look back at that game, really were, at least from chances, possession base, I guess they were in control. So they're going to want a little bit redemption. This is a really intriguing matchup because PSG, to your point, Jimmy, if they get it all together, Sergio Ramos comes in at the very least to lead and help, not even on the pitch, just his presence. They can maybe help out. But I'm looking at Man City this past weekend against Everton. No Kevin De Bruyne. It didn't really matter. Like, Ferran Torres is still out. Everybody was just clicking. And defensively, they're so good. When Rodri starts matching them like that, it's crazy. Go ahead, JJ.
But to be fair, wasn't that against a depleted Everton side?
Yes, correct.
That's
Everton.
True.
Yeah, that's true. The biggest trick that Arsenal ever did was convinced that you could sell Iwobi for that much amount of money. But let's go ahead, Jimmy.
I wanted to jump in. No. I think it's really important to think about here because Man City, I think in that first game against PSG in the group stages, you could sense that when things weren't going their way, that they were just getting frustrated. And then they start, I think, rushing and they lose a little bit of their rhythm. Now, what I love about this one stat that I'm going to say is that PSG have picked up 10 points in Liga with goals after the 80th minute this season. And Messi scored his second in that game against Man City in the 74th minute. they wear you down, and they can, once you have that lapse of concentration, once you're a little bit tired, they got some horses that can absolutely sting you. And I feel like that plays into PSG's hands. And if they can just hang around and weather that, first 30 minutes of this Man City storm that we know is coming, and weather that, then I think they have a good chance of maybe.
All right, give me your score prediction then.
God damn it! I'm going to draw. Dude.
Really?
I'm gonna say
a high scoring.
No, I don't know. I think this is gonna be a little bit tighter. I think there's a lot to play for here. I'm gonna say 1-1 because I don't know. I'm gonna say 1-1. Yeah.
All right, JJ.
God, I'm so boring.
You know what? I'm gonna back PSG. I'm gonna say a 2-1 win with the winning goal coming later on. The one thing that I would add to that, to what Jimmy was saying, was a month or so ago, I would have said PSG's defense has no chance of standing up to a team like Manchester City's attack. But since the return of Juan Bernat on the left-hand side, suddenly there's so much more balance to that defense. Obviously getting Kimpembe and Marquinhos back on the pitch will be hugely important for PSG. But to suddenly have Bernat, a wing-back who can basically mirror what Hakimi is doing on the right, that really changes the balance.
Yeah, Man City's winning this. I'm giving it 2-1 to Manchester City.
We all pick something different. I can't wait to do that.
I like it. Jimmy went with a draw. JJ went with the PSG win. I go with Man City win. So that's good. One of us will have something to gloat, and both of us, the rest, egg on our faces.